buying journals you don't finish, downloading apps you forget to open, and telling yourself you're not a journaling person? Hmm. And I want you to hear this. It is not a you problem. Okay? The problem is that journaling, the way most of us were taught to do, is just that a blank page staring back at you, and a blank page that doesn't ask you anything. It doesn't push back and it doesn't help you figure out what you're actually trying to say. But what if it did? Hey, I'm Tamberly, and welcome to Digital Wellness Journal. I help professional women lighten the mental load so that they can actually start living a life they keep planning for. And today, I want to show you a way to turn ChatGPT into a personal journal that actually talks back to you. One that you can type in, paste your entries into, drop voice note transcripts in, whatever works for you. And it's free. It takes about 5 minutes to set up, and once it's done, it's just there waiting for you. So let's get into it. So here's what we're building today. Inside ChatGPT, there's a feature called projects, right? Think of it like a dedicated folder with a brain. You give it a set of instructions once, and every time you open it, it already knows what it's there for. And we're going to name it, give it instructions that tell it how to respond to your journal entries, and then I'll show you exactly what it looks like to actually use it. Now, I've been doing this myself. I've uploaded old journal entries, I've pasted in voice note transcripts, I've even just typed straight into it on a Tuesday afternoon. And every single time it reflects something back that I wasn't quite seeing in my own, right? Seeing on my own. And that's what we're building today. So let's get into it, okay? Okay, so I'm here in ChatGPT. I do have a paid account, but you can also do this in the free version of ChatGPT because they do offer projects. So what you're gonna do is that you're gonna scroll until you see the project section right here, and you're gonna click on New Project, and the pop-up box comes up, and this is where you're gonna name your journal. So you'll need to decide on what type of journal you want to create, and so there's plenty of you can create: gratitude journal, habits journal, any kind. Okay, there's no particular kind that you cannot create. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is call it an everyday life journal, and you see this system gear here where my cursor is. I'm gonna click that, and this is the memory. Now, this is important because it's giving you two options. Default is where this project or any project that you create can access memories from outside of chats and vice versa. So what that means is whatever you put in here, ChatGPT can pull from it in just a regular old chat session if need be. And whatever you put in the regular chat session, ChatGPT can pull from your projects if need be. Memory, okay? Memory. And then the other option is the project only. And this is where project can only access its own memories. Its memories are hidden from outside chats. So, plain and simple, your chats on the outside will not pull in, the memory from that will not pull in, and your memories from in here in this project will not pull out. So, for this purpose, because most of my ChatGPT is used for business related and stuff, I want to keep my journal contained to just the memory of my journal. I want to treat it just like I create, mm, just like I treat my own paper journal here, right? And so my everyday life journal is pretty much like my regular old paper journal. I want to keep whatever is in here in here. Okay. And that does not mean you can't write about business or gratitude or anything like that. You can write whatever you want in your own journal. It's just not going to pull unnecessary stuff out of memory to use it here, other than its own memory. So I'm going to click, um, I clicked the project only to contain everything in this project. So the memory will pull from this project. And remember, you can, once you make the decision, whichever one you choose, you can't go back later and change it. It's kind of like a one and done. If you want to change it, you're going to have to delete and start over. So I'm going to click the project only, and then I'm going to hit create my project. All right, so then we're going to go up here to the right hand upper corner where you see the three dots, and you're going to click it and open up the project settings. And here we have the project name, a place to put our instructions, and our memory. Remember, we set the memory in the beginning. And so if you even try to click on it, it's not going to allow you to change anything. All right, so the instructions. This is where you're going to put your instructions and tell this project in ChatGPT how to I guess you can say behave, what you want from it, what your intentions is for this journal, okay? So I'm going to copy my instructions. Now, it only takes about 4,000 characters, so keep that in mind when you're writing yours. It can be as short as you want. It can be as long long as you want, long as it's 4,000 characters. There's no right or wrong. If you just want to keep it simple, say, ask me follow-up questions based off of my journal entries, you can do that. So I'm going to paste that in. And this is my everyday journal, ChatGPT project instructions. And it says, you are my personal journal companion. Your job is to help me process my thoughts, reflect on my experiences, and move forward with clarity. You are not a therapist. You are not a life coach. You are a warm, honest thinking partner who helps me see what's already in me. And it got how it works. I will journal in one of three ways. And yep, so let's discuss this. So you can type right inside the chat session or paste a journal entry in. You can upload photos, documents of handwritten journal entries. Again, you can type it in. You can share the transcripts from voice notes or videos. And it says, no matter how I share it, treat it as a journal entry and respond the same way every time. And then it goes in on how to respond, basically saying, reflect back to me what you heard, what stood out, something to sit with, and if you want to take action, okay? And then it gives it the tone and what I'm using this journal for, right? So that says everyday life processing, work stress, relationships, goals, random thoughts, anything I need to get out of my head and onto the page. Some days it's heavy, some days it's just life admin from my brain. Meet me where I am. So those are my instructions for this journal, okay? And I'm just going to hit save. And we have our journal ready to go. Simple as that, right? All right. So, again, you can upload sources here in this section. Give ChatGPT more context if you want. And or you don't have to. It's up to you. But you can upload sources in there. Um Again, you can sit here and you can type. You can upload using the upload files, recent files, images. So you can even create images in here. If you wanted to do your own vision board, you can do that inside of here too. And you can also, one of the nicer ways to do is dictate. Use the dictate button to speak your journal entry. Okay. And that's what I do a lot. It's a lot easier than typing. So you hit the check mark, and then you see what I just said is pops up right there. All right. So what I'm going to do is actually give you an example. I'm going to click the dictate button. Today felt scattered from the start. I had a list of things that I wanted to get done before the day was over, but I kept getting pulled into other people's stuff. By the afternoon, I think I felt kind of tired, exhausted, so I just wanted to give up. And I ended up doom scrolling longer than I expected to. I don't even feel bad about it, which is maybe wrong of me, not to feel bad that I wasted an hour or so doom scrolling when I could have been a little bit more productive. But I'm tired. Not sleepy tired, but tired of always just trying to stay on top of everything. And I know I'm not pressured to get everything done, but I feel like I should get everything done that I had wanted to today, and I didn't. So I do feel a little bummed about that. So, and there you go. My journal entry is here. And if I hit send it, and it's gonna come back. Here's what I heard. This was not really about one productive hour. It was about your day getting chipped away by other people's needs until there was not much left for you. Underneath the doom scrolling and the unfinished list, what came through most is plain weariness from always feeling like you have to hold it all together. What stands out? What stands out? You said you do not feel bad about the scrolling, and that matters. But does not sound like laziness. It sounds more like your system reached a point where it wanted relief and took it wherever it could get. Something to sit with. When your day gets pulled off track, what makes it turn into I should still be able to finish everything instead of today changed, so the plan has to change too. Before you write down, before bed, write down just one unfinished thing from today that still matters for tomorrow. Not the whole list, just one thing. One thing you want to carry towards forward on purpose. And so that is that. And so I can continue to journal in here. Maybe I want to answer the question that asks, I should still be able to finish everything instead of that question. When your day gets pulled off track, what makes it turn into, I should still be able to finish everything instead of today changed. So the plan has to change too. So I could sit here and journal on that for a while, and it would continue to feed me, right? More reflective prompts, notice things. And so that is your um, journal entry. So when you finish journaling, you can come back over here. So here is the everyday life journal. I'm going to click on it, and there's your journal entry, and it's listed by date, April 10th here. So you can always go back in, add more context, or if you want to, you can start a new journal entry. Okay. And what I have done is taken a picture of my journal entry and uploaded it into the project and told it to pretty much tell me what you see that I don't see. what needs to move off the page, because a lot of times we put things here in our journals and some things need to actually move. And when I say move, maybe it needs some action behind it. And that way it won't keep repeating. We get it done and it's done. It's not something that we're continuing to carry. So that is pretty much it of what I wanted to show you in regards to um, creating a project for your journal entry, for your journal practice. All right. So if you so so instead of just putting your thoughts on paper and what you got going on in your head, use AI to hold it. Let AI hold it for you and it will respond to you every time you put something in. Okay, so that's it. That's the whole setup. Took what, less than 5 minutes to set the whole thing up, create the project, pasting instructions, which again is going to be in the description, totally free. Grab it and make it your own. And then you just start journaling. You don't need a special app. You don't need to commit to journaling every day, forever. You just need 5 minutes and something on your mind, right? And I'll be honest with you, this is one of the most simplest ways I found to actually get out of my own head. Not because AI has all the answers, right? Because we know it doesn't, but because sometimes I just need something to reflect back to me what I said so that I can hear it myself, okay? And that's very effective for me. Couple of things I want to point out. Remember, you are in charge of the AI, not the other way around. So make sure that whatever the AI gives you, you are in alignment with, okay? You have the final say so. And remember that AI does not tell you what to do. Okay? And secondly, do not use AI as a therapist. If you feel like you need something more, such like a therapist, then I highly suggest that you seek those medical professionals for that stuff, okay? Don't rely on AI to be your therapist. And lastly, I want to say that if this is the kind of thing that resonates with you, using simple tools to lighten the load and get a little bit more clarity in your everyday life, come join us in the Prompted Life. It's a free community for women who are on the same journey, lightening the load and slowly coming back to themselves. Real conversations, no pressure, just women who get it without you having to explain yourself. I'll leave the link to the Prompted Life in the descriptions as well, and I'll see you on the next one.
Thanks for watching. If you're designing a life less loaded, subscribe and join the community. Drop a comment below. I read every single one. See you next time.